Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dears. Let's discuss web-based material. Web accessibility is one of the most critical issues facing higher education. Although there are many new technologies and online media for distance and online teaching, students and staff with disabilities have become increasingly disadvantaged. While the need for equal access in education is at an all-time high, there are so easy solutions and questions abound. How can universities align departments to make accessibility a priority? Where should the budget come from? What is the best approach for allocating resources and responsibilities? Web-based teaching. Web-based teaching is all about making connections, connecting your students to one another and to resources around the world, combining different materials, music, motion, text, narration into one presentation, collecting related information from multiple resources, enable students to make their own connection by offering materials for download and use in their scholarship, or by having them construct web documents as part of their coursework. And this process of making meaningful connection is at the core of all learning. Web-based teaching materials are a subset of computer-based training or electronic learning used to leverage the World Wide Web for the delivery to instructional materials. Several teachers and institutions provide access to web-based teaching materials through links on web pages. An example is how Columbia Education Center provides access to supplemental web-based teaching materials. University professors and departments often provide similar resources pages to augment learning opportunities for their students. These resources are especially helpful when they provide an extension beyond what is covered in the classroom. Several companies and cooperative efforts have emerged to provide online access to web-based teaching materials. These entities range from companies producing their own edutainment media to sites provided to aggregate links to other existing content. Web-based teaching materials emerged as elements on personal websites with the proliferation and adaptation of the internet in the early to mid-90s. Beyond personal publishing, web-based teaching materials were often published online as samples and supplemental material by commercial entities experimenting with the World Wide Web. These concepts were then extended to learning management system and learning content management system as a way for instructor to organize and provide access to learning materials already available online. These systems also contains authoring tools that allow pieces of entire resources, including web-based teaching materials, to be published online. Web-based learning. Web-based learning is often called online learning or e-learning because it includes online course content. Discussion forums via emails, video conferencing, and live lectures, video streaming are all possible through the internet or web. Web-based courses may also provide static pages such as printed course material. One of the values of using the web to access course material is that web pages may contain hyperlinks to other parts of the web, thus enabling access to a vast amount of web-based information. A virtual learning environment or managed learning environment is an all-in-one teaching and learning software package. It typically combines functions such as discussion boards, chat rooms, online assessment, tracking of students' use of web, and course administration. These environments, for example, enable learners to collaborate on projects and share information. However, the focus of web-based courses must always be on the learner. Technology is not the issue, nor necessarily the answer. Never technologies such as computer and video conferencing are not necessarily better or worse for teaching and learning than older technologies. They are just different. The choice of technology should be driven by the needs of the learner and the context in which we are working, not by the newness. Some models for web-based learning. Several approaches can be used to develop and deliver web-based learning. These can be viewed as continuous. At one end is pure distance learning, in which course material, assessment, and support is all delivered online, with no face-to-face contact between students and teachers. At the other end is an organizational intranet which replicates printed course materials online to support what is essentially a traditional face-to-face course. However, websites that are just repositories of knowledge without links to learning, communication, and assessment activities are not learner-centered and cannot be considered true web-based learning courses. Thus, we can say in simple words that web-based learning is a kind of learning that is purely based on internet and World Wide Web. It has different models, different approaches, and different techniques. This was a brief discussion on web-based learning and teaching. Thank you so much.